Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest in trailer sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're right off I-25, about 30 minutes north of Denver. We are Cimarron and Logan dealers, so if you're looking for a brand new trailer, those are the two options we carry. If you're looking for something used, we take everything from little bumper poles to big LQs in on trade. Now Cimarrons and Logans are both custom built trailer companies. So they have models that they start with that are standard features, but then you can go in and customize these trailers to suit your needs. Our Logan trailers have different options for their models, and only one is actually a custom built option. The Cimarrons, any model that you fall under, you can modify it to suit your needs. As long as the engineers sign off on it, Cimarron is going to build it. So let's go ahead and start off. This is actually a Cimarron Norstar 2-horse bumper pole. It is a 2024 model. We'll go through some of the standard features and some of the things that we like to do here at Transwest to upgrade them for our inventory. So everything you see here at Transwest, there's a very good chance that it was not ordered bare bones standard. First thing you'll see here is we've got this nice 3-foot tongue. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up the drawing while we do all these specs here. So you've got a 3-foot tongue, followed behind that you've got a 15.6-inch floor length, and then you've got a almost 4.5-foot front tack with a 39-inch stall and a 46-inch wide stall. So that's going to give us a nice good standard height. We're 7'1" tall, 6'9" wide, and it's going to fit the majority of people's needs for horses. Now, if you've got big warm bloods that don't necessarily fit on a slant, or they need, some extra length, go a 7'6" or 8 wide, we have those options as well. But this is going to fit, most of your quarter horses, your shorter backed, a little bit shorter horses. I have a pretty standard. My Cimarron is a standard width, so 6'9" wide, but it's 7'4" tall, just for a little extra headroom in there. This one's 7'1" tall. But it just kind of gives you an idea of how we can customize these. If you've got big horses that you want a little more length, maybe we go with a warm blood. We've done some really cool side ramp straight loads recently that have sold kind of out from under us. So we've got lots of options. 3-foot tongue here is standard. If you're pulling it behind a motorhome, we can add an additional 6 inches, which is going to extend that tongue length and get you a little more clearance away from your tow vehicle. This diving plate on this lower portion here, you can continue to run it up. On some of our models, we'll run it up 36 inches, 24 inches. It just gives you some flexibility there on how high you want it. This particular one is set at 18. Polished stainless nose, which we've got a nice coating of frost on it this morning, so you're not going to really see that, but it's a nice clean look. I think it really dresses up the front of that trailer. And then right to the side of that, all the way around, you've got these 050 aluminum sheets. It's a little thicker sheet than what some of our competitors use, so it's going to hold up a little bit more to the wear and tear that trailers see. And I think it's really easy for us to sell one of these white trailers. They stay a little bit cooler. We do have other options in colors, so if you are looking for something maybe to match your pickup or just a color you really like, we carry a lot of charcoal metallics, blacks, silver metallics. So we do have some options, and we try and switch it up here with what we order on inventory. As you work your way around here, we've got a nice big window in this tack room door, and this is a huge tack room door. We've actually got a 42-inch wide door here. The reason we do that is because we've actually got a swing out saddle rack on this one. So having the swing out saddle rack is a really great option. All of your tack is right here, easy to access. You don't have to climb in and out of your trailer with your big heavy Western saddles. These are completely adjustable along the post. So if you need to switch up the configuration of this, you can take them all the way off. If you just want to give some more clearance for individual saddles, you can just loosen these top and bottom bolts and slide them up and down and crank them down where you want to keep them. Gives you a lot of flexibility. I know a lot of people these days are very interested in something that swings out. They are tired of walking all the way back into their tack room and throwing saddles up there. Now we make it a lot easier here at Transwest. We option almost everything that comes in inventory with a fold down step. So even though we're 6'9" wide and we have running board that can go all the way along the front, if you look at the depth of this running board versus this fold down step, it's pretty significant. Now, if you're stepping in and out of a trailer, stepping up here with a big saddle on a much narrower surface is going to be a lot harder than stepping down low, cutting the distance in half with this much wider fold down step. So this is a huge thing that we do here at Transwest that everybody really loves. On the door here, you have a couple options. We opted this one with a brush box. I've had quite a few people lately requesting additional brush boxes on the door. So if you don't have anything else on this, 3 fits really nicely here. So that's always a nice little upgrade that you can do that's not very expensive. If you would prefer to have that tack door organizer, you can throw a tack door organizer on this instead of the brush box. Or some people will even go in, carpet, throw bridle hooks, or have a swing out blanket bar on a gas shock on the door. So it gives you a lot of different options just on the door setup. Now, if we're doing it on a warm blood and we need a slightly smaller door, maybe on the nose, Cimarron has different door sizes to accommodate that. However, the swing out, we always recommend the 42-inch wide door just to give you plenty of room to walk by and give those saddles room to swing in and out. In the tack room itself here, this is a 4.5 foot front tack, 4 foot 5 inches, but plenty of room in here. This is a good sized tack room for, you know, if you're not unloading all of your equipment into your barn, if you just want to use this as a tack, this is a really great setup, especially if you've got 1 or 2 horses. We've got carpeting behind these 12 bridle hooks here. So the bridle hooks come in sets of 6. And so if you needed additional bridle hooks, you can always add a second row down below. We always recommend carpeting behind the bridle hooks just because as those bits swing back and forth, they're going to mark up this wall pretty good, but also it's really loud for those horses on the other side of this. So if we can do anything to mute the sound a little bit, make it a quieter ride for those horses, we're going to do it. Some other things that I have customers do is I have customers that go in and they'll carpet this whole partition wall because they want to shove a bunch of tack trunks or boxes up against this wall, and they also want it to look nice for a lot of years to come, so they don't get this wall all scratched up, but also keep it a lot quieter for those horses. Right up above me, we've got a nice big clothes rod that runs just in this corner here. So if you have show shirts or jackets you need to hang up, there's still a good amount of storage space for that up above. Right down below, we've got our spare tire. This is the same tire that you have running on the ground out there. So this tire actually has its own warranty. It is warranted 1 year, no questions asked, 2 year roadside assistance, and 5 year against any manufacturer defects through Lion's Head. Every Cimarron comes standard with an aluminum wheel. If you want to change up your tire and wheel setup, we have different options that we offer based on the length and width and weight of your trailer. And then for spoke style, if you just want to stick with what's standard, we have the black spoke, which a lot of people really like, or we can do just a regular silver spoke. And those are really not any upcharges on price. Unless you change the size of the tire based on what it should be for the trailer, then they're going to be the same price. Right in this corner here, we've got a nice big stand-up water tank. So that is a 25-gallon water tank on stand. The hose is tucked down underneath in a nice little storage caddy. It's a really nice option that we're able to do these little corner water tanks on these trailers. If you walk down our lot, almost every inventory trailer we've got has one of these corner water tanks in it. They don't take up much space. They really are designed to fit in that unusable space right by the door there. And if you ever go somewhere where maybe they don't have water accessible, or you just want to be able to hose your horse off, give them a drink when you're at a show, it's a really great option. If you never use it, it doesn't take up much space, and I'm sure it'll help your resale value on your trailer. Right here we have the light switch. This is an OptiBrite light, so it's an all LED, so it puts off more light with a lower power draw. We love that these Cimarrons are all LED. They're incredibly bright at night, but they're not going to be draining down your battery that quickly. So OptiBrite lights, you can always add more lights on these trailers You know, I have a lot of people that will go in and add additional awning lights on the exterior, additional button lights. You can never have too much light on these trailers. So as we work our way around here, you're going to see another upgrade that we did on this one, and that is big drop-down windows on the hip side. This is something that's really popular in more of those southern states, and since we have a pretty big internet audience here, a lot of our customers are actually not in Colorado. We sell all over the country. We ship nationwide. So if you're getting a trailer to go down to Texas or Florida, somewhere where there's a lot more humidity and a lot more heat, having these big drop down windows on the hip side just moves an incredible amount of air. I'd say that the majority of people from those states, they really want that drop down for that airflow and that ease of use. Even though we have really big bus windows on our hip side, you'll still get more airflow on these big drops. So that's a really nice upgrade. You know, on some of our big 7 or 8 horses, we might not do drops on every hip, we might do every other, so you still get a lot of airflow, but you know, the cost of the drop downs is a little bit more. If you want some airflow but maybe not the full amount of the drop down, they still have nice big bus windows on them, so you can slide them over and get a lot of air moving that way. Right behind that, you've got these nice thick heavy duty extrusions. These are actually add a great structural component to the trailer. They're triple hollow slats, everything's interlocking. Cimarrons are built like big puzzle pieces, so every single piece interlocks with each other. They use extrusions that work together to increase the strength of the trailer. So you've still got welding on these Cimarrons. All the welding is done on the inside, and it's matted over, so it's going to give this exterior a nice, clean, sleek appearance. But anytime they can interlock a joint, tongue and groove something, they're going to add strength, and that is why Cimarrons, I think, they're the strongest aluminum trailer on the market. You know, I've had 2. I'm going to keep buying Cimarron trailers. I absolutely love how they pull. I know that my horses are really safe inside of them, and I love that they have really great resale value. And the reason they do is because they're built to last. Cimarrons overbuild their trailers, so they know that they can take the wear and tear that the road throws at them. As far as axles on this trailer, we've got 2 3,500-pound rubber torsion axles. Plenty of axles on this one. If we step up to a 3-horse, you're going to jump up to a 5,200-pound axle, which not every brand does. So Cimarron likes to make sure they have plenty of axle underneath their trailers for whatever load is getting put in those trailers. The fender itself is just a bolt-on. So one of the things that we see a lot of, probably the most common incidents that happen to trailers, is a tire blows out. Sometimes that tire will take with it the fender, or it'll pretty brutally mangle the fender to where you'll want to replace it. The great thing about having a bolt-on fender is it is going to cost a lot less labor in order to get that fender reinstalled, shipped. So it's just another way that Cimarron has found a way to minimize additional costs of ownership for the owners of these trailers. As we work our way around to the back here, got a nice big 8-inch awning light on the rear that's going to light up this area, so if you're loading horses at night, they can see where their step up is. We did a 60/40 door split on this one. Since you've got the ability to have kind of an offset here, it's nice if you've got well-broke horses and you can just walk them through the 60 side. You can leave that door closed. If you ever have horses that are maybe a little more nervous, need a little more space, you can open both of these doors. But having the option to open just one door is a really nice feature. Inside this stall area, you'll see it's nice and bright. We've actually got these walls in here on these Norstars are lined and insulated. So if you were to look behind them, we've got 050 sheets, and then right behind that is the insulation and uprights. So it's really cool if you ever have a trailer that needs reskinned or anything, to see what's on the other side of these walls that you can't see. There's a lot of structural framing behind there. The walls, the kick mats, actually have a mesh in them. So one of the things they had issues with years ago was that horses, when they kick against this, if they rub their heels against these walls, they'll slowly pull the mat away. So having that mesh just helps reinforce that kick mat. So if somebody really wants to, they'll still get through it, but it's going to really increase the strength of it and make it a lot harder for them to attack. Roof vents over each stall. This roof itself is an insulated roof. So it's called a FiberTech roof. It's got a honeycomb core to it. So it's got tons of structural strength. I can jump up and down on that roof if I wanted to, and I'm not worried about it caving in. I don't have to walk on the roof bows. That's why they're a little farther apart. It adds a lot of structural strength to the trailer, keeps it quieter, keeps it warmer on a cold day and colder on a warm day. And it's very dent resistant. So if you live in hail country like we do, it's gonna add a lot of value to your trailer. So if a hailstorm rolls through here, there's a good chance that unless it's over baseball size, it's probably not gonna do any damage to that roof. Your side sheets are still susceptible like on other trailers, but you know, a lot of times people are so happy that they pull a Cimarron trailer when one of those hailstorms rolls through. On this first stall here, we've got a partial divider. It's padded. We've started padding them from the factory. It's just a little less expensive, and it seems to be something that most people will add. I love the soft close dividers that they have on here. They're so easy to operate. This is actually a high grade plastic. Anytime that Cimarron has the ability to do a metal on metal contact, they're gonna do some sort of buffer for it. In this case, this paddle latch here is actually heavy duty UHW plastic, and it's gonna wear a lot less than metal on metal contact, and it's gonna be a lot quieter. Very simple to operate. You don't have to worry about messing with any pins to drop down, any weird latches to close. Very simple to use. You'll notice that they bring that little buffer into a lot of their drop downs, a lot of their dividers. So they really do a quiet ride for these Cimarron trailers. On the floor itself, we've got rubber mats. Some people, it seems like if they're custom building one, they're gonna upgrade to a worm flooring, which is a permanent, non-drainable floor. It's got a lot more texture and grip to it, so it makes it a little more secure for those horses. That is something we can do after the fact. So if this is the perfect trailer for you, but it needs worm flooring, we've got you covered on that aspect. If you need to add a rear ramp, we usually try and keep some in each size of width of Cimarron trailer we've got, so that we can add a rear ramp to your trailers and you don't have to wait too long for a new one to be built. On this side here, we've got these big drop down windows. We've got another 16-inch awning light on this side as well. So if you're tacking on either side, you're gonna be able to see really well which horse you're tacking up. Make sure everything is as it should be. These drop down windows are absolutely huge. You guys saw them on the hip side, but you can see why there's so much airflow. They've got these pop sockets on the back here, so if you need to run with them down, they secure nice and tight against the side of the trailer. There's over 6 inches of framing behind these white sheets here, so they're incredibly strong. Grease-zert hinges. These jail bars are all one solid piece, so to release them, you just pull that drop-down window up a little, and then this can go right down. I really love this feature because, you know, there's not a pin you have to collapse or a bar you have to break down in order to get this to drop. It is so heavy-duty, well-made. I like to challenge other manufacturers to build a better drop-down window than this, to build a better trailer than this. I think Cimarrons have done it right, and that is the reason that I pull my Cimarrons. So as we're working our way around to the front here, I'll get you guys the stock number. You can access this on our website, transwest.com. The stock number for this particular unit is 5N231396. We have tons of 2-horse bumper pulls, 3-horse bumper pulls, 3-horse goosenecks, 4-horse goosenecks, and we do big trailers. We carry 8 horses for inventory, so we are the #1 Cimarron selling dealer in the nation. So if you guys have any questions, you want to custom build one, you want to see what we have in our inventory or on order, I would be more than happy to help you. I love these Cimarron trailers. You can reach out to me. My name is Callie Say. My direct line is 970-309-6368. If you guys have any questions, you can call or text at that number. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys all had a really great Friday. Enjoy the weekend.